Done the pregnancy test and it came back positive straight away. Emotions were high. I was still well into my rugby career. I wasn't ready to finish playing rugby.
I do remember thinking, holy shit, I'm doing this. Like, my boy, he can't even sit up on his own properly, and I get to play netball. My big boy's only 3. I can't remember what my day looked like before children, because it feels like I've been a mum for like 30 years. When I had my big boy, I knew I wanted to be around my family, so I came back to New Zealand to give birth to him.
No, tranquillo, va bene. Ciao, buona giornata.
It was a really interesting stage because I thought I wouldn't have Jim either. So he was playing for Italy at the time and trying to get to the Rugby World Cup. I had my boy and then I waited for his 6-week immunisations and I shot back to Italy with him. I think what I learnt the most about being away from everyone was how much I could do on my own. I have a very big family. There's 10 of us, so 5 sisters and 4 brothers. So there's kids all over the place. Everyone's got one, more than one, they're everywhere. We all know what to do with kids, but I never had one of my own, and obviously, and so it was a bit different, but I thought I was prepared for it all, but I wasn't. But because I was alone, as sad as it felt sometimes, I learnt on my own. And I think it made me like a really good mum, because I didn't have anyone to lean on, and I had to figure things out, and I had to just weather the storm. Like, looking after my babies was never the hard part. I had seen my beautiful sisters do it many times, multiple times in front of me. So that part never scared me that much. Sure, I was tired, my God, I was tired. My husband was there and he was helping as much as he could, but I am an athlete. I know what it's like, he's got to rest, so I did a lot of it myself. I think the hardest part for me was that I didn't have anyone. It's not as sad as I'm making it look. It's just we are so far away. I come from a big family. We speak every day, but I've played netball my whole life, so if it wasn't my family, it was my netball family, and I went straight into being a mum on the other side of the world on my own. So to not have the people that know me deeply is probably something I will never get used to.
I was overseas with the Black Ferns at the end of year tour. I played my first test match game, not knowing that I was pregnant at all. I got concussed in that game. I do remember I was feeling really sick and, nauseous. Didn't think anything of it, just thought, it's concussion symptoms and it's the worst concussion I've had. That night, I just remember I hated light. I didn't want to eat. Everything that was around me smelt gross to me. And my roomie was like, why don't you get a pregnancy test? Done the pregnancy test and it came back positive straight away. But yeah, I just remember feeling so scared. I was scared of what coaches would think. I was scared of, what my parents would think. Emotions were high. I was still well into my rugby career and I wasn't ready to finish playing rugby.
So I'd already had Sebastian, but coming back to play netball after Leo was a little bit of an accident. A very close friend of mine was coaching in England and she asked me to play. And so I said, you realise I'm sitting here pregnant? I told Jim and I spoke about it. He laughed at me, respectfully apparently. And then it was like, should we do this? And he's like, do you want to do it? And I'm like, I think so.
The early stages of the twins was really hard for me and Tony, and those stages was when they weren't on a sleeping routine. So now that they are, it's way better for us now.
You're so famous, look at it! Look at this!
Aí, velho.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without Jim's initial laugh, because that drove me, that thing. I was like, are you like laughing with me because I'm giggling too, or are you laughing at me? Either way, I'm doing this now because you've annoyed me.
Keep this nice and tight, keep it tight, raise it higher, suck the belly button in. So if we think about pregnancy, right, the biggest issue is abdominal strength, pelvic floor strength, and lower back. Right, so this part takes a whole lot of stretch. Everything gets really stretched, lengthened. So now after birth, let it take its natural healing process to remold, and then we got to slowly start strengthening those within reason.
I told Tone that I'm gonna go back into rugby, whatever's offered, but I'm not gonna rush it. And I had so much support around. There were the Chiefs Manawa management supporting. I had Kate from the NZ Sevens. I think they made me more disciplined into staying on track. I mean, if I had to do my own exercises, I probably would have been going crazy and not listening to my body. But I think to have a program there and to have people, you know, listen to me and say, if you can't make this camp or if you can't do this training, then don't rush it.
Everything felt different, my body felt different. My mind knew what it wanted to do, but my body just said no, thank you.
You've got to understand how much trauma you've gone through. You've got to understand tissue healing. You've got to understand all those processes. Now that's all physical, right? But then you also got to understand the mental side of it, dealing with not being able to do what you used to do pregnancy or birth, because you're always gonna go back. If we know athletes, right? When they get injured and they start coming back, they get frustrated because they can't do what they used to do before the injury.
I'm kind of like, don't change my program. I wanna do what everyone else does. But, you know, the NZ management, they're like, if you need to take a day off, take a day off. Like, we understand that you've got a life at home, you've got kids to go back home to. The support there is massive and they want to get it right, and I want to get it right too. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just getting hammered every session.
Just be patient with yourself. That's it. Before you know it, the time will fly.
When I got to play my first game, and I remember it was in Surrey, I do remember thinking, holy shit, I'm doing this. Like, my boy, he can't even sit up on his own properly, and I get to play netball. I'm doing something pretty cool and iconic, and I'm happy with it.
I just remember when I got on the field, it was almost like nothing to lose, game mode on, my family's here, my son's in the stands, even better. But yeah, it was a proud moment.
What I've learned about myself the most since becoming a mum athlete, I think, is how much I do love my sport. I knew I loved my sport before. It changed my life. And yeah, I did love it, but I, for some reason, love it a lot more now. I think because netball was my world. It's not actually my world anymore. My kids are. I get to kind of shut the door from being a netballer, and my kids don't care how much I hurt, whether we won or lost, whether I shot 100% or 30%, they do not care, and that's my favourite part.